Alrighty guys, Aztec here, bringing us another Dragon Ball Legends video, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, right? We're going to be doing a rant video, and I usually don't do rants. I would consider myself pretty positive of a dude and stuff like that, but we have to talk about the boost system, specifically the featured part of it, dude, because I'm going to go ahead and preface this and start off by saying I like the boost system. At least the tiers, that is. The featured boost units are definitely the root of the issue right here. As you can see, I have the boost pulled up. The boost units get an inflicted damage up by 20%, strike and blast defense by 15%. The Zenkais only get an 8%, so that's fine. But it's just that initial thing right here, right? These tiers are more than okay, right? You go into Z tier, these are like hardly ever used units in PvP. You hardly ever see these guys. There's a lot of heroes. Even S tier, I'm more than fine with this. Once again, these are units that I hardly ever see at all. Tier A is a little bit iffy, but they get a pretty low boost overall. So once again, I don't have a grievance with this either right here. Even when you go down into B tier and stuff like that, right? It doesn't feel like terribly broken or anything like that, right? There's nothing incredibly too out of place. And then once you get into C tier, obviously those are the most used units. Those are the units that are not really, that they don't need a boost at all, right? Because they see so much playtime, and there's reason because of that. They see so much playtime just because of the fact of how good they actually are. So my biggest grievance is definitely, it has to be with the featured boost units. The featured boost units are definitely the biggest problem, and I truly believe that it will hurt the game over time overall. It just feels so incredibly scummy, and I know the game is intended to make money, but the message this season specifically that it is sending me is that if you can't beat them, then join them. If you're losing all of your games without the featured units, then just figure out how to get some CC in order to pull for them, in order to summon for them. That way you can go ahead and fix this issue. The only way to fix this issue that you're having with this, right, if you're getting constantly clapped in PvP without the boost units, without Sword of Hope Trunks, without Goku and the Vegeta unit, without the newest units and stuff like that, right? The only solution that you have is to basically pull those units and use them yourself with the leader slot and put them on your favorite teams, right? Because that's basically what everyone else is doing. Now, I want to go ahead and basically, I have 3 matches recorded right here using 3 boost units, right? Or, well, using 2 boost units. I'm going to be using the Sword of Hope Trunks. I'm going to be using the Blue Boys on the leader slot on basically kind of like a scuffed Future team alongside Future Gohan. So double endurance with the Blue Boys. This team is absolutely absurd, and I'm going to show you just how much of a carried team this is, that you almost don't have to put that much effort into it. And keep in mind that this is like in the top 1,000. Alright, so we have this first match right here, right? So it's basically going against another Future team, right? But he doesn't have the Blue Boys. He has the Zamasu and Goku Black Assist unit instead. So we start off the match right here. He immediately starts off with this Gohan, so he can try to color counter me and stuff like that. So we'll go through this essentially play by play. I'm basically fighting for priority right here, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and I think I win this clash. I do win this clash, and I just go off of my combo right here. And I honestly don't really care about swapping out or anything like that. I think I do stay in right here because I want to get this green card off. I want to go ahead and increase my unit gauge. Or if I don't do that, then I'm probably saving it for the Blue Boys overall, right? So we go ahead and we just get this. I do pop it right here. And then I do think I get another priority. I pop another one actually, so I can go ahead and do this once again, and then I go ahead and swap and start getting all this damage off. Now you can see these guys are actually tanking pretty good. I go for the drop combo because I assumed he was going to swap out, but the tanking was pretty nice there. That is due to the fact that he is also a boost unit right there, right? And the only one that's not a boost unit on both of our teams is this Future Gohan. And, you know, I go for a tackle right here, see if he does anything. Eventually he waits a little bit too long. He tried to wait for me to go into double sidestep, and, you know, as you guys do know, with the type disadvantage, we can just go ahead and do this. And look at this blue card damage. Like, that is absurd. On a, like, kind of like a defensive unit, right? Like, that Trunks is kind of like known more as like a defensive unit. We did over half HP with 1 blue card. We waited a little bit too long right there, so he is going to be able to get priority, and he does a very nice drop combo on me. And look at the damage that he's about to do to me now. So now, basically, tables have immediately turned. He does over half of my HP just off of 1 combo, but I'm able to go ahead and get this off. We do have the card draw speed with this Gohan right here. We do get these blast cards off and stuff like that. Like, I mean, the damage is absolutely abysmal, right? As of right now. Like, again, this Future Gohan is not a boost unit or anything like that, right? And so I go for a drop combo again, but this time I swap out immediately. And we're going to be able to go ahead and get this combo Vegeta, immediately swap out into this guy, and then he goes right back into... It makes sense, right? He's trying to, like, basically counter me in a way. He's trying to color the colors that I have with the Blue Boys right here. So I pop this green, right? And then I think I swap into Trunks, pop the main, I don't know if he does go for something right here. And I whiffed the rush right here, actually. I do remember this. I whiffed the rush right here, but I honestly, I don't even care. I just keep going on the aggressive, right? Because if that's how much of a carry team this is that I'm just like, whatever, let me just keep clicking my cards, right? And then once again, I'm still like on that aggressive. I still have a lot of HP with that future Gohan right here. No one can really kind of like handle him at this point in time, right? I'm not too worried at all. This is a little bit difficult right here. I dash up, right, and then I go ahead and sidestep, and then I catch him going immediately again. Once again, I'm just spamming cards right here. That's what this team really feels like a lot of the times, is that I'm just spamming cards, trying to just get rid of the Vanish, right? I'm not really too scared of a rush. I'm not even scared of my own rush getting guessed, just because of the fact that, you know, I have 2 endurance units, and I have the damage here. Like, regardless of what my rush does, I know I'm going to have the damage. Like, rush not even considered. Right there, I don't do enough damage, right? Just barely. Like, literally a card off of doing that damage right there. I back up, go immediately for the blue just in case he goes for the rush. He overtaps there. Once again, the Zamasu actually tanking pretty good. I honestly expected that to one-shot. If he wasn't a featured unit, he definitely would have died right there, right? But so he's going to go ahead and pop this blue card. I actually wait right here, right? Because I figured that I was spamming the cards way too often. So I go immediately now. And then I think I just spam the blast cards right here so I can try to secure the kill. Yep, it's exactly what I do. And then at this point, once again, I'm like, okay, let me just spam cards. He dashes up to me trying to catch me in the side step, or in the swap step as I like to call it. And then once again, I'm just spamming cards here over and over, right? There's nothing he can do. This is not a featured unit. This Gohan, this future Gohan, is not getting a boost, right? So I'm not scared at all. And he's going to go ahead and just tap attack me right there. I think I just go for the strike. Once again, we go into a strike clash right here. I don't care if I win this or lose this. I do end up winning it, and then I just go into the Goku, right? I can go into the Goku because I know I still have the blue card available on the Vegeta green card. So I go ahead and swap out right here, hit the strike card, pop the green so I can access the blue, and then go right into it. It would have been an LF, but I do think he forfeits right here. Like, it feels unreal how easy this team is, and how, you know, it's fun at first, but then I feel like it gets a little bit stale. All right, for this next match of the video, well, again, we're going against another future team, and he only has 1 boost unit on there, right, in the form of the Trunks, the Endurance Trunks right here. He's running them along both of the Zamasus, the Corrupted Zamasu and the Zenkai Zamasu. Once again, I start off with the blue boys. That's usually pretty much all I start off with, right? Because I don't care if they take damage because they heal so much. I wait right here, wait a little bit too long right there. I probably should have just waited for the 2 side steps, but I wanted to go ahead and just test the waters. And we're going to go ahead and just catch him. That's another thing about this team, right? You have 4 cover changes, technically. You have the cover change into the strike with this Trunks. You have the blast cover change with the future Gohan. And then you have both of the cover changes, respectively. Goku gets the blast one, and the Vegeta gets the strike one. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy. Like, this team heavily relies on all of its gimmicks at all times. Now, I think I'm gonna have to make a video like on Gogeta Blue, how he's going to be so valuable in this. This guy goes all the way right here, which is absolutely a phenomenal play. I did not expect that at all. He's gonna get this damage on my Trunks, but again, I don't really care. Even if he drop combos right there, I don't care. Look at the damage that he did to me, and I was able to heal it up. He got my gauge back. I'm able to go ahead and catch him in the swap step right here and get all of my free damage off as well. We go into this guy, because I know that blue card is going to hurt, right? That blue card is absolutely deadly, and he's going to get into half HP. This was like a red star Trunks as well, so I'm still happy with that damage overall. I go immediately here too, right? And praying that I win this. I do win this, and then I think I swap into Vegeta. I go with the blast card, and then I drop combo as well to anticipate one of the strike cover changes, right? So I go up to him here, I double dash up to him, and now I'm open to rush. So now I can just rush, and I am actually 100% confident that this game is already won at this point in time. Like, it's not even like a player versus player thing. Like, it's not even like me like knocking the other player or anything like that, right? It's just that this team is just so absurdly broken that you almost have like no worries. The only time that I face like a worry is when I'm facing another team of the same stature. And I think that's an issue in itself, right? Because I understand like there's always going to be metas, but when a meta is this oppressive, it definitely becomes worrisome. It's like where it's like, okay, like this definitely needs a nerf. This definitely shouldn't be working as intended. Or it's definitely not working as intended is what I meant to say, right? So I immediately just go for this. He goes for 2 blast cards right there, I think on accident. And so I'm just 100% okay with that, right? Because I'm going to go ahead and get his endurance out of the way right here. That's more than fine with me. And I can just stay in here. Even if I do not, yeah. So there's the forfeit right there. I was just going to go ahead and stay. You know, once again, a very, very easy match. All right, for the last match that I'm going to go ahead and show in this video is against Saiyans. I think this is the worst one, right? Because this guy's not, he's not using any featured units. And this, prior to this season, this was like a top team, right? This is a top team before these units came out right here. You got the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Angel Vegeta, Grade 8 Vegeta. He's going to get the first priority on me, and once again, I absolutely do not care. We go for the strike cover with Trunks, right? Because they always expect me to go for the blast because they always expect me to just go ahead and destroy some cards. And look at the damage already. That Vegeta is defensive, right? He's a defensive unit. that was pretty good. I go for the strike right there and immediately go for the sidestep, get punished for it. But now I can go ahead and just be like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and stop your combo. Let me break your cards. It just, you create the situation where your opponent is just constantly like, do I drop combo? Do I not drop combo? Like, do I go for a strike? Do I go for a blast? You're creating all of these scenarios in your opponent's like mind. And it's just like, look at this. Like, I catch him with the stray blast right here. He immediately swaps out because he wants nothing to do with it. And then once again, I get like card happy and I'm just like, let me just spam cards here. And once again, we got the cover changes, so I'm like, let me just go ahead and stop this. Let me go all the way because I know he hasn't recovered his Vanish all the way yet. And it's crazy. I'm actually surprised that he even had swapped out right there. So I'm just like, okay, well, let me get this free damage off right there. I was kind of just hoping that we got a bleed off. Doesn't happen. He pops the main ability. I think he does catch me in this right here. Yep. But once again, I truly am not scared, like, at all, in no way, shape, or form. I honestly think it would have been best if he would have just rushed me right here or something, or if he would have went for the ultimate. But it just, I catch him again, and things are looking extremely bleak. Like, even though he's healing a lot, like, don't get me wrong, he is healing a lot, but it just, look at the damage that I'm doing. If this goes to time, like, I completely win on damage no matter what, and I'm not even expecting it to go to time. Like, that's not what I'm thinking about at all right here. I'm just like, let me just get my damage, let me just do all this stupid stuff, right? So I'm just going ahead back. I figured he has a green card right here, so I can play passive, right? Because, you know, against Saiyans, they're known for playing passive, so I'm just like, you know, I gotta kind of beat them at their own game a little bit. Swap into Vegeta right there, kind of anticipate the swap into this yellow Vegeta, so I can get type advantage, and now I'm free for a rush because he already used the cover save. He's not going to be able to swap into the Grade 8 Vegeta to go ahead and get his endurance, and at this point, once again, I'm like, this game is won. I get guessed, and I'm still like, this game is still pretty much won in my opinion. I honestly, just even with the guess right there, I go for this, catch him in the sidestep right there. He tried to go for the cancel, and I think this actually kills. Yeah, I can just, if it's a green unit, if it's a yellow unit, I can go ahead and freely just start doing whatever it takes to get them out of the way. And the yellow Vegeta is now down. All he has to do, or all I have to do, is deal with this Vegeta. And once again, I'm just like, let me just spam my cards. I can bring in Trunks here. I still have the main ability. I go for the LF, and then he goes for the forfeit. This team is so broken, man. It's just absolutely broken. It needs a nerf. It definitely needs a nerf. Even when I was playing with the free-to-play Gokus the other day, I realized, I was just like, Jesus Christ, PvP is so damn difficult without these boost units. It's ridiculous. The other thing too is that summons, right? Summons don't really help because it's that temptation, right? You want the featured units who are doing insane in PvP, and they're giving triple Z power for them. But the summons are not the issue. The 3x rates is amazing, and I hope this becomes a trend for future Legends Festival events, but it's the featured boost that's the main culprit, right? That's the entire villain of this video, or, well, it's the villain of the entire video, right? If units are dropping immediately at 4 stars, why is there even a need for the boost? We are already getting the extra 2 stars that will enhance both the Z ability and the stats. I don't see a reason for it at all, right? And the units are already good themselves. The kits are good, right? The units are good. You don't need to add this bonus on top of it. The bonus was the triple rates, the triple Z power, and I'm more than happy with that. I actually love that a lot. We didn't need the featured boost on them as well. And the other thing too with this is that the leader slot, man, like I truly love the leader slot, dude. It makes for some really fun teams, especially me as a free-to-play player. I have a lot of like scuffed teams that that don't get a lot of playtime, right? Because I'm missing 1 or 2 units, and the leader slot is able to go ahead and fill those gaps for me. That's why I love it a lot. But for this situation, these units will be everywhere. As I showed with the team that I was using, just look at the leaderboard and you can basically get a gist of it, right? Because you can see right here, the rank 1 player, Zephyr, right? he's using the same team that I was using, but at a much higher stars, right? And even if he wanted to, he could run triple featured units, right? He can do the Blue Boys, he can do the Sword of Hope, and he can do the Zamasu Goku Black Assist team. And then you just keep going down the leaderboard and stuff like that. You can go ahead and look at the number 2 player right here. He's also going to be using featured units right here as well, right? He's using the Blue Boys and the Sword of Hope Trunks. He also has that future Gohan right there. You look at number 3, also using the future or the Sword of Hope Trunks with the Zamasu Dual Assist. You always have featured units on these teams up here. Obviously, there's going to be the outliers. Not every single person is going to be doing this. Some people already have like optimal teams like this guy right here, Mitsuya. He's using a pretty optimal PPR hybrids team, which is still amazing. Like it's immensely powerful, but you just kind of like look down the list and stuff like that, and you will see all of the Blue Boys just all over the leaderboard, right? And that's the thing, you cannot get mad at the players because they use their own premium currency to build their teams, and they use the tools given to them through leader slot and through boost unit. It all comes down on the Legends development team. I really feel like they dropped the ball on this. Like, I was all for the boost system until this season, until these new LF units were placed in that featured tier list, in that featured tier. Right, because the worst thing that's going to happen is it's going to really suck when you skip or get shafted on a banner with powerful units who immediately get a featured boost, making them even more broken essentially, right? Because if you combine these powerful units with the featured boost, you're going to get Z tier units just out the wazoo and stuff like that, right? Because, you know, and that's going to suck. Like, there's already people that got shafted on this banner that are just not enjoying PvP at all, right? And I've been seeing that trend a lot on Reddit. Like this guy right here, it says that they've done such a great job with improving everything else, but they've done nothing to actually help PvP. Boost tiers were a good start, but they ruined it by putting new units as featured units. I don't even have to read the rest. That's literally the main thing, right? They essentially ruined the boost tiers by adding the new units into it. And then once again, after experiencing the boost system on its entirety, these are my thoughts on what I think should be changed moving forward if it's going to stay. First of all, the boost system as it is right now sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It really sucks. The featured tier is the worst out of all of them. In fact, this needs a change ASAP. Once again, that's pretty much the main point of this whole post right here, right? Is the featured tier is the worst out of all of them, which I completely agree. If that was removed entirely or actually reworked, would be better, right? Then I don't think it would suck. I actually think it would be great, right? If they put the units that are like relevant to events and stuff like that in the featured slot, that would be a lot better. Like the Gokus, for example, the free-to-play Goku should have all been featured, right? Like the Zamasu definitely should have been featured. The Zenkai Zamasu that we got, the Zenkai Vegeta that we got, because those are completely relevant. Those are going to be free-to-play Zenkais and free-to-play characters that they want to encourage people to use, encourage people to go ahead and play their game so they can grind up for. I think it should be rewarding to use those characters within the boost system and stuff like that. And I think it's fair for them to get a featured tier slot, not these brand new LFs. And then even when you go down to the comments, like you get stuff like this where I hate these boosts so much. A weekly ban mechanic would have been a lot better. There's a lot of different like solutions that a lot of people are coming up with, but it just essentially everyone wants the featured boost units out of the way. And then you do have situations right here where people are actually praising Legends. It's like through the leader slot, the festival, the new Goku and Vegeta mechanic. The game has been insanely fun and stuff like that. But you go down into the comments and stuff like that. Like you have this guy who's saying, "What rank are you? I'm top 1K right now, and it is hell without the new Goku, Vegeta, or Trunks. The leader slot is just full of the new Blue Boys, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or Purple Super Saiyan Gohan, the revival one. I still love PvP, or I wouldn't play it, but it seems like one of the worst PvP seasons I played in a long effing while." And then right below that, you have someone that says, "As someone who pulled Trunks and the Blue Boys, before I started running them with FSK Gohan, I literally went on a straight losing streak. I lost damn near 500 RP because of the new system, and to be honest with you, it seems like we're back to the LF meta, meaning if you don't have the new shiny LF, you won't have the best time in PvP. And, you know, that's exactly where we're heading, and that's where we strayed away from in the first place, right? That's why Zenkais became an issue in the first place, right? Because they didn't want LFs just absolutely dominating everything, right? And then Zenkais came through, and they're like, okay, well, if you don't get the new LF, you can get the new Zenkai, who's going to be equally as good, but a lot of the times they're actually better. And then they didn't want to do that anymore, so they started making Zenkais absolutely free to play, which they made them extremely more watered down because they wanted people to start summoning on the LF banners again. And now it's just we're in the same cycle, right? And we could have avoided it, right? It's like history repeats itself, and we already had the stepping stones to not go down this path again. Like, we already had a different door already prepared to go through, and we went through the same damn door. And then you have other people like this who do have the blue boys, and they're like, look at this amazing like win streak that I'm on. Like, this guy lost like in one game, and it's like I'm happy for him, like, right? Like, I'm happy that he feels so like powerful. He feels so OP in PvP and stuff like that. But it is 100% at the expense of others, right? Because you can see right here, the first comment that pops up is, my PV history is also like that, but the complete opposite, right? And I'm pretty sure it's probably one of the people that weren't able to get their hands on the blue boys overall. So it's just, everything just feels a little bit, I feel like this season is going to be bad. I feel like this is going to be completely unhealthy for the game in the future. And going back to like the feature characters, it's like I said before, like these characters I'm fine with. Like this Zamasu I'm okay with. Even this Birdku, the stretchy arms Piccolo, like I'm fine with these characters. Like Zenkai Beerus, like you have an incentive to actually run him, and it was actually fun to run him, right? Because they're not even getting such a substantial boost, because this Beerus, that Zamasu, the Vegeta, they're only getting an 8% boost to their damage because of the fact that they are Zenkai units. These are characters that are fun to use with the boost system in the feature tier, right? But once you start looking at these 1% sparking units that are brand spanking new, you're looking at these LFs that are like already amazing without the featured system. Like, it's just, it's wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat or anything like that. To me, it's wrong, and I hope like the Legends developers like watch this video. I highly doubt it, but you know, I'm just putting that energy out there that this needs to change. Like, they need to nerf this immediately. So that being said, if you guys agree with me, if you guys disagree with me, I'm more than willing to hear out all of your arguments. Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I hope you guys have a great day. You know, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.